What's going on, guys? Neo here, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Redstone. I kind of stopped this for a little bit, but let me know if you guys want to see this again. I don't know. I mean, it's cool showing off how it works, but yeah. So hi Kehaan, how you doing? He's so terrifying. Oh, okay. Thanks, I guess. I don't really want to see you crying in that outfit anyway right now. Okay, so most of what we're looking at here is pretty creative. I had to do some innovation work. We added a bunch of custom traps and stuff you guys saw, and I'm gonna go straight into it. So, sidebars, you guys remember, it basically, it just kept track of how many people were alive. Simple, just set red to 0, set blue to 0, and then relative to all players on the red team, add 1 to red. So if I and Amber were both on red, it would add 2. If I was alive, it'd just add 1. So that's that. And of course, I need a system to track you died, so I went by, there's an objective called die. Die counted how many times you died. Original. And then I added a tag to the dead player called die. What that would do is allow me to track them, and also I separated these by red and blue team. So then I could go give him a 3 to the player that's dead, set their score die back to 0 so I can't track them again, make them leave their team so that it takes into account that a player died on the scoreboard, and then takes off your tag of die, so you don't get tracked again. And that leads into this, which is just, I just test, is there players on red or blue? If there are no players, it'll invert, and that will power back up again, which will say red has 1 or blue has 1. And that sets a set block over here. I was doing a different system at first, I don't even know why I didn't just move the stuff over there, but kills all spiders and zombies. I gave him the tag zombie. I copied the command over and changed it to spider. And we have title, all player title. That's just to create a blank title, followed by saying game over in the subtitles, and that's about everything with that. Now, his head came from a database. You guys remember the Freshco database? It lets you just pick out custom player heads. I don't know how it works, but it's pretty cool. So you use that, and you get yourself a nice little Jason head. And I gave that to Kehaan, along with a few weapons. In this chest, he had a bloodstained axe that was a sharpest 20, hit like a truck, and a carrot on a stick, which would spawn mobs. I'll show you that as that in a minute. All right, sound effects again. I'll show you that in a second. All right, so Kehaan, you had a magic wand you could use to spawn mobs. No, I mean, you could spawn them. You could spawn them, yeah. I didn't think you can up. So his wand allowed him to spawn mobs, and since they're on his team, they would not attack him. And this is a cool mechanic. If you turn friendly fire on a team off, then anything on that team will not attack anything. So if you had villagers, if you had zombies, they wouldn't chase each other or attack each other because they don't. They wouldn't. Or withers, they wouldn't attack. If you had a wither on your team, it wouldn't attack you. It would only attack other people and other entities. So cool mechanic. You could do some little things with that. And I've seen people make maps for people, like there's zombies fighting each other with just that mechanic. Zombie with a villager riding it, and the villager is on the same team as the zombies, and the zombies are as well. So you could create a very easy fighting mechanic. Now the system for that, now if you guys are familiar with carrot on a stick, you right click, pops a score into your objective. So if you right click, the objective is called spawn. So if you right click on your wand thing, it would spawn a zombie or spider. I'll show you guys how that worked. If it was, so you start at 0, click it once, you have a score of 1, spawns a zombie. Here's the command for all that. And then if you click it twice, it spawns a spider. So, I pass that in the next command block, I'm lazy. So, and this is also how I make sure that everything is on Kehaan's team, so nothing attacks Kehaan. He is just safe. So what we have here is, the way I do this is, the tick that you use it spawns, so you go from 0 to 1. If your score is 1, you spawn your 1 mob, and then it needs to take that away from you. You can't keep spawning them. So if you have a score of 1, I set it to 2. That way, when you run it again, you'll go to a score of 3, which is what the spiders was. And then if your score is 3, it'll set it back to 0. So that's how it creates an infinite loop. You saw him hold right click, it just kept puking out mobs in a perfect mix. So that was just designed to give him stuff to attack with in case he didn't want to just come chop us up. And of course, he also had little effects. He was on the team Jason. He had little effects like that. Little particle effect here. These were just here to help him and help him catch up and all that jazz. And yeah. Last but not least, we have traps. And the traps were all custom. The sound effects again. Oh, okay. So, Kehaan, we had traps we sold. We had a cage trap here, which would cage the person. It could be used to slow Kehaan down or to slow your other team down. And if you're trapped in there, Kehaan could just walk up and just be like, "What up, dude? Stab, stab, stab." You know, murder your face in. It's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. he just. I feel like if he had that trap, he'd have way more fun trapping us with that. But yeah. Now we have our bomb trap next. So if you want to come jump on that, this would almost. It didn't kill players, but it was very close. If that hit a player, it would do a lot of damage, like almost kill them. If it was Kehaan, it just slowed him down, I guess. I don't know. That was more of a kill your enemies trap kind of deal. We had our blindness trap, same thing. Spawns a little blindness thing. It's a blindness lingering potion that gets everybody who jumps into it for a little bit of time. And it gives you blindness for some time. And you get to run around blind as you're panicking and hearing Kehaan get close to you. You can panic. And of course we had our distortion trap. I'll drop that on the ground now. What this does is it just spins you around. It was kind of broken. I made it a little too unfair because I forgot the server can't update your coordinates, so you can't really move too much. Keahan's on a merry-go-round now. You can't really move when you're in that thing. You're just kind of stuck there, swinging around and all that jazz. So it was a little broken. 15 seconds is a long time you're stuck in place, but it was like the cage trap. It kind of did the same thing, kept you in place. Now, of course, with the blindness trap, we also had the same thing for slowness. Same exact thing, as you can see here. Gives you slowness for, I believe it was 15 seconds? Something like that. And last but not least, we had a web trap. Same thing as the cage trap. Spawned a bunch of webs around you, got too close to it. And that was the traps that were all designed to basically either annoy your teammates, or your enemies, really, and to help you survive longer. And again, guys, the mechanics behind most of the stuff was pretty straightforward. But the bomb and the cage were a little interesting. The distort and the cage. The bomb was kind of easy, so. So I'm gonna go through them. This is gonna be interesting, guys. It's a little dull, but I'm gonna go through it a little quickly. I know it'll be a little, like, it'll sound a little rushed, but I'm gonna show the commands, but I'm gonna kind of go through the logic of the commands, not how it works exactly. Like, why I did what I did and why I'm doing this all. So, get ready. 3, 2, 1. So, I have an objective called item that lets me track which trap has been dropped. If it is an iron bars, sets to 1. I have an objective called age, which increments 1 tick per 20 of the second. So 20 ticks per second, it will increment. And this is just designed to keep time and to help me determine how long items existed. Following that, we have a pickup delay command. This is just so you can't pick up the items once you've thrown them. We have, so for cage, what it did was if you are within 3 blocks of the cage, and the cage is existed for 2 seconds, which is the arming time I called it, then it adds an objective called tag called age to you. There's the command. Then it spawns relative to where you're standing, an armor stand. That way, the cage is perfectly placed. And I also need to track how long the cage exists, so I had to put an entity down. So we have an armor stand now. Here's the command for that. Now, relative to the player, now that they have an objective, now that a player has a tag cage, I need to kill the item that put the cage on them. So that kills a TNT on the ground, or whatever, the iron bars. You take off the cage now, because I don't need to track it anymore. Now, I'm just worrying about the entity. So, cage trap is the name of that armor stand you saw. That's the tag on it. So, incrementing that to see how old it's existed. At the first tick it existed, we're putting iron bars down and making a trap around them. Now, I also need to add in a windows to the command. So, as you can see here, I basically just, this command first made sure that it didn't end up inside of you. That way, just in case something happened, an iron bars ended up inside of you. And then last but not least, what I did was, it made windows. This command made windows for the player to look out of and panic about. And then, of course, last but not least, we have the absolute opposite of the command first shown. When it's used for 15 seconds, which is 300 ticks, it fills it in and then kills itself. And then the last, these are all commands that are just falling dust that we're showing on the items. These were all just set up so that they would kind of sparkle. I don't know. Weird. That was just sort of mechanical reasoning. Alright, so next we have bomb trap. Nether, same exact thing as the prior command, but with a nether wart block. Following that, set its age, same thing. Tag called bomb, same thing as last. Same thing as last. If you have a tag bomb, kill the item that's found near you. If you have tag bomb, summon a prime TNT relative to the player, which won't kill them, but it'll do a lot of damage. Set off a firework to show that you got bombed, and then take away your tag of bomb. That way it doesn't set off again. Because if I didn't take that away, you'd go skyrocketing into space. Alright, so next we have blindness. Now this and the clock are very similar. Same thing, it adds the age of them on the ground. If it enters a certain radius, add blind to them, the tag. Spawn the lingering potion relative to the player who has a tag blind on them. And then the player has a tag blind, kill the entity you found, and take away the blind tag. Same exact thing, it's identical to this system, with a tag called slow. And instead of the ID being whatever it was for blindness, I think it was 15, you put it to 2 for slowness. And that is that. That's those two systems, same exact thing really, just kind of copy and pasted. We had our distort trap, which was unfair, but what we did was same thing, end derive D4, age, same thing, add distort if they're within a certain region of the thing. Relative to the player that was found that has distort tag, spawn an entity armor stand called distort trap, tag distort trap. Now that exists, kill the item that was used to spawn it, and add a tag spin to everybody within, I think it was 5 blocks of this trap. And that renders them completely helpless. Take off distort, we don't need it anymore. And last but not least, we gotta track the armor stand we just made. So, add to age, same as bomb or the cage trap. So a falling dust particle that shows that it's a trap. That was the green particles in the air. Rotate the players, as you can see here on the X scale. Give them nausea while they're spinning, and then take away their spin tag when they get to 15 seconds of existence. And then kill the armor stand at 15 seconds of existence. And last but not least, we had our web trap. Same thing. ID 6, age, same thing. Tag, same thing. Kill the item, same thing. But the difference is, same exact thing as the iron bars command. We have this system here, where it's, if you have the tag web, as given to you earlier, makes a web wall around you, and then it sets up a firework and takes off your tag of web. And that is everything with that. The last thing is, I forgot the play sound command we did. So we had a play sound set up for this, and it is freaky. That's besides the point, though. But what we have here is a, I use 2 tags in the system. One is called Spook, and one is called Scare. Spook actually does the sound effect. But if, like, my issue with this was, if I give you the sound once, I only want to play once for you. I don't want it to play it like 20 times. So, if you have Spook, and you have Scare, then it will not play the sound for you. If you don't have Scare, it'll play it to you. It's like a double parameter tag check, basically. So, relative to Kehaan, who's on Team Jason, set all players within 15 blocks who don't have a score of tag, add Spook to them. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to play our Spook sound right here. Right there. So we have our play sound relative to Kehaan again, or the Jason team player. We're going to play sound to them if they are within 15 blocks. You can see here, tag Spook, radius 15. And then, really, all I have to do now is, so, as soon as you've first been given Spook, add Scare. Following that, you need to, I set off a little particle command, that falling dust you saw, to kind of make like, oh gosh, like, you know, cloud Spook. Now, if you have Spook, I need to get rid of Spook. You should not have that for more than this system's length. So I took off Spook. And then what I do is, so you were given the tag Scare earlier for having Spook. What I do is, you don't lose that tag Scare until you exit the region. So when you are 16 to 100 blocks away, you will be, that tag will be taken off of you. And then, of course, also, the stop sound only makes sense if that sound stopped if you left the region. So, same exact concept relative to the Jason player. Stop sound, all players who are outside of the region where you should be able to hear them. And I believe that is everything. Well, guys, that was it. Oh, gosh, Kehaan, that sound is so scary. Well, that's it, guys, for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Do you want to see more of this? Let me know. And, yeah, subscribe for more videos. Hit that like button down below. And, Kehaan really enjoyed today, didn't he? He really enjoyed it. He enjoyed every second. What? Why am I in... What the... Oh! Oh, gosh! What the heck? No, we agreed we were gonna do this! No! What are you doing, Kehaan? What are you doing? No! Stop! What are you doing? You said you wouldn't do this anymore! Why? Okay, guys, I'm just gonna end this. See you guys next time! you want to see more, hit the like button and subscribe and comment down below. And Kehaan always wins. He always wins in the end.